another episode of the Ministry of Education's Parenting Podcast series, and today we'll be taking a look at learning loss over the July-August vacation. I am your host, Keisha Allen St. Bernard, Senior Corporate Communications Officer at the Ministry of Education, and I have with me today Ms. Marcia Bridgewater, Guidance Officer 2 from the Caroni Education District. Welcome, Ms. Bridgewater.
Thank you so much, Keisha. It's a pleasure to be here to talk with you.
So let's jump right in. Could you please give us, in the simplest terms, what learning loss is?
Well, Keisha, when the teacher is before a class, teaching and learning are taking place. When school goes on vacation, we don't have that instructional guide, the teacher anymore, and the reinforcement that takes place at school, and also just practicing concepts that are taught is not really done. So sometimes there may be learning loss, and many parents are afraid of just that, and even teachers, because all the time and energies that are spent to ensure that students understand all the work, all the curriculum that can be lost if during the vacation certain strategies are not put in place.
Okay, so you are saying that there are strategies to address learning loss?
Definitely.
So could you please give an idea of strategies I may apply if I have a child that is in preschool entering primary school? What can I do to help avoid that learning loss happening over the July-August vacation?
Well, Keisha, you see that those preschool years, they are early childhood, usually between the ages of around 3 to about 5, and researchers describe this period as the play years. You hear what I said? The play years.
So let the children play.
During the vacation, we let the children play. There are so many different types of play, and when a child plays, there are so many positive energies and so much learning that takes place through play. Parents need to put things in place. So yes, you want them to review what was done at the Early Childhood Center, but you want to do this in a fun way. Learning in general must be joyful. I believe in that whole concept of joyful learning. So you get them running and playing, because during that period, you want to help them to continue developing the fine motor skills and the gross motor skills. So you get them into games such as running, playing, get them into onlooker games, cooperative games, etc. But you want them to be active. You know, some parents feel if they may send them to a camp or they send them to learn a skill, it may not be the best approach, because there's some parents who are academically driven. Yes, that is important, but I always want to remind parents that it's okay to let them go into the camps where they do karate, they do dance, they do singing, they explore, you know, they do poetry, just to develop their creative skills, and that will help them as they go along.
Looking at children at the primary school level, I guess that the strategies may differ a bit in preventing learning loss from what we've discussed previously with children at the preschool stage. So a little please more on how we could help children at the primary school, at the primary school level, assist their children.
Thanks, Keisha. Now, primary school is a time, you see, especially if that child is in standard 5, there are some parents who believe that the only thing they can do, the most important thing they can do, is to ensure that that child gets into an SEA masterclass. They do lessons. I'm starting at standard 5 because SEA just finished, right? And I have found that when you interact with the child more than even the parent knows what his brain needs to continue thriving and to continue doing well. So yes, SEA is important, but I want to highlight the importance of anxiety and stress as having a deleterious effect on learning. When a child is overly anxious and stressed out, as what happens in many SEA classes, because there's so much competition. I mean, it shouldn't be like that, but that is, we just have to face it. You find that it can really hinder learning in the way we expect, right? So I encourage parents to listen to the child. So it doesn't have to be an everyday occurrence where you're going to lessons, review the work, no, mix it. You may want to do the lessons 3 times for the week and then leave the other days free for the child to choose other areas he would like to get involved with. You know, very, very important. So it's okay to go to the other camps and just put down the book for a little while, right? And of course, you take the cue from the teacher, the SEA teacher. They will know which areas the child has to work on, and we know the past papers. So it doesn't have to be a formal SEA lessons class. Many parents don't really trust themselves, but I like that the ministry has a wealth of information on their website. All the curricula for all the levels, including Standard 5, are available to all parents. So parents can use that and do the work with the child at home. It doesn't have to be an official class. Don't get vexed with me, lessons teachers. You have to know your child.
Yes.
You have
We're
to
speaking
know.
about balance.
Yes, balance. Yes. Right, so that's Standard 5. In the middle primary school, Standard 3, Standard 4, we know that during that time, the focus is on skills learning. The focus is on achieving. You want industry. You want the child to practice his writing, reading, etc., and to be involved in other kind of activities, right? So that the brain can continue to develop. So during the vacation, it's no different, right? That July, August vacation, you use it and you can use it well. You don't have to spend a big set of money. Sometimes the cousins may come over, and when the cousins come over, you can have a schedule for the day. So you can work on that schedule with the child, and you all come up with a plan for the day and then for the week, depending on how long the cousins are staying, the friends, the neighbors, whoever. But you plan that schedule, and the schedule, yes, you're including the games, but you can put in some activities that will promote the academics and brain and cognitive development. I always like storytelling for children in primary school. Let them create their own stories. Sometimes you may start a story and you go to work and you tell them, when you come home this evening, I want to hear how that story went, especially how it ended. Right? So you can leave so many exciting things for them to do that will promote learning and prevent this learning loss that can occur. And as I go down, and I'm in the infant department now, infant first year, second year, again, we want to encourage the students to also play. Have some play, but also have some revision. That report card that the parent receives at the end of the term is critical in determining how the child moves forward. So I like that teachers have started to outline the areas that the parents need to focus on for the child's grade to improve. So put that in your plan for the vacation. Talk with the child. Which are the areas do you think we should work on? Where should we work on first? What should we do next? Alright? So you get him to work, perhaps starting with his favorite subjects, and then work on those areas where you feel that more help is needed. Right? So it's very, very important what we do. And I always like to talk about the emotional connection to learning. Yes, we are talking July, August vacation and learning loss, but I want to remind parents that learning should be a happy experience, right? So whatever you do, whatever you choose to do, try to always bring positive emotions to the learning experience for the child, even during the July, August vacation. Right?
Okay, so now we'll take a look at students in the secondary school system, those who are preparing for CXC and those at the lower levels that may have just, be needing some sort of extra support during the vacation. As you said, teachers may have outlined that the student needs to work on these particular areas. What advice would you give to parents in planning a schedule that will help the child to remain up to date with the information that they need to. Yes.
Right. Well, Keisha, you see those adolescent years, early adolescent, and into middle and late adolescent, the child, there's so much changes that are taking place with the child physically and emotionally. That adolescent period is a critical time for development. And the truth is, the peer group now becomes more important than the parents. Would you imagine that? Some parents don't take it lightly at all, but that's the reality. So when parents are structuring activities for their adolescent child, I try to encourage them to include peers. So if we can get more group work in, but again, you have to know the parents. Who are the parents of these children? Who are these children? Right? So you need to know who your child will be hanging out with. And of course, you encourage them in the group to put some structure in place. So yes, you might be having a movie night, but what you're going to be doing after. Movie nights are exciting, but you can also encourage them to do something additional. Alright? I always like the use of technology because they can go online and there are different apps that they can go to create videos. So I had a group of students and I encouraged them to use the story that they read and they do a video of it. Sometimes you can give them little themes. And these youngsters, they are creative. They are tech savvy. So they go onto all these apps and they produce their own videos, they produce their own memes, their own songs. So that is also important for them. So in addition to getting them to review the work that they may have missed, they try to get them into other kind of activities. Again, group work, study groups, very important. NALIS always have programs in the communities. That is something that we can focus on. We also have the Vocation Revision Program, the Ministry of Education. So some of them will be into that program. And what I do like of the VRP, from this year, we are looking to do more drama. So they'll do more skill learning. So the students will have an opportunity to actually practice some of the behaviors that we want to see at the school and at home, right? So, so you have the field trips, you have that, and again, parents have, although yes, they are teenagers, they are still interested in going places, but again, you need to include them. They have to be a big part of the planning. So they can go online and they can research where they would need to go, where they would want to go, but you now can put some structure to it. So what you did, so if you go to the museum, get them into libraries. Every community, they have the libraries available and they can benefit from it. Right?
So we may have parents listening in on this episode and they have children who have special needs of some sort. And they may be thinking, well, how can we support our children over this July-August vacation to prevent learning loss? What would you say to those parents?
Keisha, when I think of our special need children or students, I tend to treat them in the same way like the others. The only difference is that we need to know them a little more because we need to tailor all the activities that we have chosen, all the activities based on their unique challenges and of course their preferences. We always include them, right? So I know you can do indoor camping, you do finger art, you do craft, right? You get them involved, right? If you don't use it, you lose it. I heard that somewhere. Yes. But you get them involved and you want laughter, you want happiness, whatever they do. So they choose, get them to choose what they want to do and really, really be there with them. I tell parents sometimes, you want to take a vacation this period, but you see July-August vacation, it's a good time to take some time off from work. So you want to plan it in such a way that you are actually there. Parenting is a very, very serious thing. I don't want to stray too much because we're focusing on learning loss. But we just spoke about secondary school. And I want to go back again to remind parents about the importance of always connecting with your child. You need to connect with them. Make eye contact. Make time to speak with them. Find out what they want to do during the July August vacation. Don't leave them out at all, right? So I wanted to say that. So yes, so students with special needs, again, they are really, really important, but we don't treat them any differently from the others. We just look at their specific needs, their specific challenges, and their own preferences, and we move to suit.
Thank you very much, Ms. Bridgewater, for this enlightening discussion. And I know parents now have additional tools in their toolkit that they can use to support their children over the July August vacation in preventing learning loss.
Keisha, I just want to say I can talk for a whole hour on parenting. Right? Because I want to remind people also there is such a wealth, so many resources online.
Yes.
And in the SSSD we have a newsletter that we do, and in that newsletter we cater for our students from early childhood straight up to secondary school. So we have puzzles, we have games, and a lot of fun activities that the children can engage in during the July August vacation. So it's going to be an exciting time.
Yeah.
And remember, we can promote learning through other activities that doesn't always have to be rigid and traditional academics. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Parenting Podcast, where we discuss learning loss over the July-August vacation. For more information on this and other student support service matters, please visit the Ministry of Education's website at www.moe.gov.tt and click on the SSSD tab. Please join us again for another episode of the Parenting Podcast series.